Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk about bones of skull and we will start our topic with introduction, and here on the side you can see the diagram of skull. So refer to that when we talk about the skull. Human skull is a complex structure that is composed of 22 bones that serves to protect the brain, support facial features, and enable functions such as chewing and speaking. These bones are categorized into cranial bone and facial bones. The cranial bone primarily shields the brain while the facial bone contribute to the facial structure and function. First we will talk about the bones of skull, that are cranial bone, and then we will talk about the facial bone. So cranial bone include frontal bone that forms the forehead and the upper part of the eye socket, playing a crucial role in facial structure and protecting the brain's frontal lobe. Here you can see the interior part of the skull, that is frontal bone. Then we have the parietal bone, that is the blue color bone here, and it is positioned on either side of skull. It contributes to the dome shape of the cranium and provides protection to brain's upper region. At the back of skull there is the occipital bone that contains the foramen magnum, that is the opening through which the spinal cord connects to the brain. Further talking about the cranial bone, there is temporal bone that is located on the either side of the skull, and it houses the auditory structure necessary for hearing and balance. In diagram, if you see the yellow color bone, that is the temporal bone. Then we have is the sphenoid bone, that is often referred as a keystone of the skull, as it connects multiple bones and contains a sella turcica which holds the pituitary gland. And here in the diagram you can see the purple color bone just in front of the temporal bone is the sphenoid bone. Then we have the ethmoid bone, that is a delicate structure involved in formation of nasal cavity and sense of smell, as it houses the cribriform plate through which olfactory nerve passes. Now let's talk about the facial bone. In facial bone we will talk about the maxilla, that is the orange color bone in the diagram, and it forms the upper jaw that is essential for facial integrity and support the upper teeth. Next we have in the facial bone is the mandible, that is the lower jaw bone, and it is the only movable bone of the skull, enabling crucial functions like chewing and speaking. Next we have is the zygomatic bone, that is commonly known as the cheekbone. It contributes to the facial contour and assists in the formation of the eye socket. Further talking about the facial bone we have is the nasal bone. Here you can see the purple color bone. Just anterior to the facial skeleton is the nasal bone, and it forms the bridge of the nose and supports the nasal structure, while the lacrimal bones help house the tear ducts and facilitate tear drainage. Next we have a palatine bone that play a significant role in forming the hard palate and contributing to the separation of nasal and oral cavities. Next we have inferior nasal conchae that assist in regulating airflow within the nasal passages, thus enhancing respiratory efficiency. And finally we have vomer, that forms the lower part of the nasal septum, playing a role in dividing the nasal cavity. Now let's talk about the functional importance of these bones. Each skull bone has distinct function essential for protecting the brain, shaping the face, and facilitating sensory and mechanical function, as the frontal bone contributes to the facial expression and structural integrity, while parietal bone helps form the protective dome around the brain. Occipital bone ensures and secure communication between the brain and spinal cord, while the temporal bone enables hearing and balance, that is crucial for daily interaction and movement. So this was all about the functional importance. Further talking about the functional importance of skull bone, we have sphenoid bone, that is vital for structural support, forming connection with several skull bone, while the ethmoid bone play a key role in olfactory function, and the maxilla and mandible are central to chewing and speaking, while the zygomatic bone shape facial contour and assist in eye protection, and the nasal and lacrimal bones support respiration and tear drainage. Further talking about the palatine bone, inferior nasal conchae and vomer, they enhance airflow and nasal function, contributing to efficient breathing. So this was all about the functional importance of all the bones in the skull. Now let's talk about the conclusion of this video. The skull bones are intricately structured to protect the brain, shape the face, and enable crucial functions like chewing, speaking, and sensory processing. Each bone plays a distinct role in human anatomy, highlighting the skull's importance in daily life and medical application. And this was all about the skull bones. Hopefully you liked the video. If you do, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. Thank you for watching.